Hello everybody, welcome back to the Big Cat Sanctuary where we are live on Saturday this time, and it is Maya the Jaguars' birthday, of course, a very special day. You'll notice there are some new things around here, not least the haircut that I'm wearing. I hope you've all had yours done as well. We are open as well though, to a limited degree to experiences, lodge stays here, which is fantastic news for us. We still need to get that money coming in and keep us going, but it's amazing that we can open up to our guests now. So go online, have a look at the availability, and we hope that we maybe see you here in the future, helping us to carry on caring for our cats and do our conservation work as we go forward. We are here today with Maya on her birthday, but also with our headkeeper Bryony and Harry on the camera. Say hello, Harry.
Hi there, everyone.
There you go. There is a face behind that camera, and we've got Bryony here as well with us. Hi, Brian.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So it is a cat's birthday today, young Maya. So what are we going to do for her today, Bri? Give her a bit of a treat?
We've got some presents for her. Yeah, we've got this lovely box that you've decorated so beautifully for us.
It's my artwork. I don't know why she's laughing. It's fabulous, ladies and gentlemen.
And we've also brought her something that in the past she's really liked and she hasn't had for a little while. So she's got a couple of watermelons. Again, she isn't going to be eating this for nutritional purposes, but hopefully I think they quite like having something that they can put their teeth and their claws into, and something that they can destroy, basically. It's fun, right?
Okay. And she's an expert at destroying things. She likes cardboard boxes, she likes melons, so it's a bit of a treat.
Yeah.
So shall we let her out and see what she does?
Right, so Abby's just going to let her out and we'll see what she thinks. She may think absolutely nothing, or she may have just the best chance. Here we go.
Oh, see the little present box. Not interested in
No,
cake,
let's
but
have a look
the
at this,
melon
shall we?
looks good.
So it's nice to bring them stuff that they don't get all the time, and that's where it becomes quite enriching. So instantly, that's great.
So what's she doing there with the mouth? The people that at home might not know what that is.
So domestic cats do this too, and that's something called the Flehmen response, which is basically her trying to analyse the scent of the melon better. So where these guys are out in the wild, they would come across all sorts of smells of maybe other jaguars, but also prey and anything else that might, sort of turn up in their territory. They'll do that. They've got something called a Jacobson's organ towards the back of their palate, and they're opening up the airways so that they can breathe that scent in and analyse it even better, because scent is very important in communication for these guys in the wild. So they analyse scent a lot. We're being very gentle today.
No destroying going on at the moment, although maybe she's working up to it. So. And the guys will say, look at home. I mean, obviously she's a jaguar, she's a carnivore, but I mean, in the wild, would she get a certain amount of fruit in her diet, or is this just a fun thing for her to do?
This is literally just a fun thing for them to do. So although I have heard of reports of jaguars eating avocados in the wild, that isn't really for nutritional purposes. So these guys are obligate carnivores. Cats are obligate carnivores, which means that even in comparison to dog species, they need a much higher level of protein in their diet. So they get all of their nutrition from eating other animals.
Having a small interest in the box, just
Yeah,
checking out
we're
whether or not
very-
there's anything inside the present.
Very relaxed today.
Quite relaxed and groovy.
Good girl.
So it's a birthday today. How old is Maya today?
She's 3, so she is officially an adult now.
Excellent.
So somewhere between 2 and 3, we say that they're A, fully grown, and B, they're completely independent. So probably even younger than this, but it's absolutely official now. She would be fully independent from her mum, so she would be doing her own hunting, she would be living separately. This is a solitary species, so she would be living the vast majority of her life completely alone at this point, and then hopefully she would find a male out there in Central or South America, and she would reproduce, and that really is the only time that solitary species spend extended periods with other jaguars. So during the few days that they're mating, and also when they're rearing cubs.
Okay. Having a little chew. But here now, obviously, guys might not know, we talked about her maybe possibly breeding in the wild while she was that age, but here she won't be doing that, right?
No, so we do have jaguars that are part of our breeding programs, Maya is not one of those. So her bloodline is not included in the breeding program anyway, historically, but also where she did have some health issues when she was younger, we probably wouldn't even look to include her in the breeding program now because of those. We wouldn't want to risk passing things like that on. So breeding programs are conservation-based breeding programs. Should we need to reintroduce these animals in the future, that is where this breeding program population comes in incredibly important. And it's about making sure that that population that we have in zoos is as healthy as they can be. And also breeding programs are, one of their main focuses is also, of course, limiting inbreeding as well. So they're physically healthy, they're genetically healthy. If we need to reintroduce them, which is why we have them in captivity for this purpose, they're gonna have the best head start in terms of health and genetically as well as physically.
Just spotting one of our other keepers, I think, delivering food in a buggy to somebody
Any
else.
wheelbarrow, any bucket, any wheelbarrow is always very important to keep an eye on for these guys. So.
But also, I guess one of the questions we get asked quite a lot, I guess, Bri, is that about reintroduction into the wild. So we say there where it's possible, but in most cases we won't be aiming to do that, right?
No, exactly. It's sort of a last resort. So the animals which are best equipped to deal with life in the wild are obviously the ones that are in the wild themselves. So it's far more important, if we can, to protect the habitat and protect the population out in the wild. And if that population, that wild population, hello sweetheart, sorry, with my mask on. If that wild population can recover itself and sustain itself, then that's plan A. And then, not with the jaguars at the moment, but with the Amur leopards, there can be, when the situation really needs it, there can be a reintroduction program developed and put into place, which is what's happening with the Amur leopards at the moment. Hello, sweetheart. You just want to come say hi?
Coming up and saying hello.
Good girl. Good girl.
So, as a cat that was hand reared, obviously by the team here with you, and obviously with Giles and the other keepers, does Maya still crave a little bit of sort of not contact, but just having people around her?
Yeah. She is particularly friendly. That being said, you wouldn't want to go anywhere near her when she's got her food. But she is particularly friendly, and she does clearly still get something from people coming and visiting with her. She's very interested in what people are doing. People represent very good things for Maya because we reared her. But like I say, she is fully Jaguar, so we don't go in there with her anymore. We haven't since she was about a year old, because she's got all her weaponry, and they can have bad days and grumpy days sometimes, as your dog, your cat, your friends can. So we wouldn't want to be in there when she's as big as she is and obviously equipped with the weaponry that she's got. And also, this is an age where she's more independent as well, so she would be setting up her territory. She's much more likely to start guarding this area and things like that, so we need to obviously keep ourselves safe, and it wouldn't be fair on her either.
Okay.
Very nice. She's coming back to say hello.
You're a good girl. Hello, sweetheart. You're a good girl.
She's enjoyed her watermelons.
Yeah.
I imagine that she'll probably go through them a little bit later
I don't
on.
know if you can be bothered to go swimming in the pond for your other one, but I imagine when we next come and see her, she'll have completely torn it apart. So I think she's going to have lots of fun with those.
Thank you to everyone who's joined us today. I know that we've mixed the days up a little bit by going live on Saturday this week, but it's for Maya's birthday. James, have we got anything else planned for her birthday?
We've got a special treat to show you. You guys would have seen, hopefully yesterday, that we put out a premiere notice. So we've got a little movie that's been made by Harry himself when Giles came back to visit Maya. He's been away for a while. He's been filming, doing lots of other stuff, conservation work out there. And so this was the first time he's been back for, quite a few months. So look out for this at 12 o'clock today on Facebook. You will see a little story of when Giles came back to meet Maya and how they got on together at their first little meet for her birthday. Gone back to the melon, chewing on that very well. So has her character changed then, Brian? I mean, when she was a small little cat, and we know she had a wobble, and know she was into everything, climbing trees and all that sort of stuff. Does she still do a lot of that? Is she still got that sort of bit of a cult attitude?
Yeah, she's still very playful. She loves interacting with things in her enclosure and you know, with enrichment and things like that we give her just like she is here. I would say she's probably mellowed slightly as she's matured. You know, she's a mature. You do see in the younger cats that they will be a bit more playful, and she is still young. Don't get me wrong, she is still very young. This doesn't mean that as she's a grown up, she's going to suddenly stop being really fun, because she still will be for a long time. She's got a fantastic character, but she's essentially the same cat we've always known. You know, she's still very friendly. She can still sometimes make baby noises like she would to her mum, to the keepers and things like that. But gradually I imagine we'll see that they maybe fade out. But no, she's just really mellow. She's a great girl. She's engaged, and she's you know, very interactive, but I would say she's just probably matured, so she's mellowed a little bit, and she has become more independent, so she's quite happy to go off and do her own thing all around. Good girl, darling.
We'll get a little more of a close-up of her here at the moment, and we can see now what happened to the famous white whisker, and will it ever come back? That's a question that people have asked.
It keeps disappearing and coming back somewhere else. So it's been on her cheek, it's been on her upper lip, you know, so yeah, I don't know, every now and again it just, they do shed their whiskers, so they do sometimes, you know, they kind of molt their whiskers. So every now and again it'll go, and then it'll regrow somewhere, and we never know where. So at the moment it's obviously molted out, but I wouldn't be surprised if it grows back again.
But whiskers, I mean, you know, cats are famous for them, but you know, what good are they? How do they use them? What are they for?
So they're whiskers, and they actually have, some people call them whiskers all over their bodies, the longer guard hairs. Here we go, she's found the other one. They do have at certain areas all over their bodies, but predominantly in the face, which is where we're very used to seeing them. They go into very, very sensitive muscle pads in their upper lip and their eyebrows and things like that. And the tiny movement, it's actually a little bit of liquid that they go into, and the tiny movement in the liquid when the whiskers move allows them to be extra sensitive to any, it could be wind, it could be, you know, any other kind of movement. There's a thought process that when animals have, or when cats in particular have like a chokehold on their prey, that they can actually move those whiskers forward and feel the pulse to see if they can let go yet or not. Good girl. We're not going all the way in today, we're not that brave. So whiskers are incredibly important to them, and how they can feel their environment, and you know, how they can kind of move within that environment and be really amazing predators and hunters and things like that. Does allow them also to kind of figure out if they're able to fit into a certain space as well. Okay. So yeah, and then thought to be helping with them sensing wind direction and all sorts of other things to help them hunt.
Lovely. So she's found both bellies, slightly tentative on there, and finally destroying the box.
And you may be able,
as all good cats do.
Yeah, you may be able to see, I can quite clearly see, hopefully it will come out on camera, that she's got three, each side of her face, she has three really clear areas for her whiskers. So top of her eyes, on her eyebrows, and then also not only the lips where we know that they are and it's very famous for, but also on the side of her cheek as well. So they're pretty much all over her face.
Thank you to everyone who's joined us today. It's Maya's birthday. She's come to say hello.
Hello,
She's come to say hello to Bryony.
Happy birthday, darling.
I know we're live on Saturday this week, but we will be going back to normal next week. We do have something special in store later on today. We've got a special video with Maya and Giles, so all of you Giles and Maya's fans, you're gonna be loving what we're releasing later on today. But thank you for all the birthday comments. Happy birthday, Maya. Thank you for all the stars that you've sent in, all the shares. They're just so useful for us. Thank you. And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's great. A happy birthday
to
a very special cat who's loved by everyone here and all you guys at home, I know, at the Big Cat Sanctuary, all our members and supporters. Of course, if you want to adopt this amazing animal, you can just go online, and actually all of our cats are up for adoption. It's a really good way for you to support us, to support them, and the conservation work we do. And of course, you do get to come and have a little visit to come and meet your cat on our Adopters Afternoons, which are one of the things that we are still able to run here as an event, because we've got a lovely 30-odd acre site here. So that small group of adopters can come along and visit us. So if you want to support us, that's another great way that you can help. But thank you to everyone that's watched. As Harry says we'll be back next week with another cat live for you. But for now, from Maya on a birthday, from Brian and Harry and me at the Big Cat Sanctuary, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.